All right, we're here for the Sideline Podcast. We're talking college football playoff. Yesterday was the announcement of the first true bracket for the college football playoff. And let's just chat a little bit about our thoughts and who's in it, why they're in it, and who shouldn't be in it, those type things. Scotty, let's go. What do you got?
I mean, my first impression of the rankings, based on some of the quirks that you have to have teams in the conference, each conference, the five, and somebody from outside, I think it looks pretty good. I think that's probably the way it should be. Obviously, it's not going to play out this way, I think, going forward. The team I think that is getting a gift in this whole thing is Notre Dame, frankly. I heard him talk last night on TV. He said, well, they passed the eyeball test. I said, there's not supposed to be an eyeball test at this. I mean, how come Notre Dame gets the eyeball test and other people don't?
It's funny, and that's my concern with it. It was supposed to be based more on analytics and the statistics. And I think that goes to say even about the top four buys. They're going to eye test that Ohio State's the best team. I don't think there's a debate there that Ohio State has the best players and they're the defending champs. They're undefeated. But in my mind, Texas A&M's had a pretty damn tough schedule. They're playing in the SEC. They have an argument based on statistics and analytics that they could be the one seed. I think Indiana's kind of there based on statistics, right? So are we going to use the eye test or are we going to use the analytics? And I think they've got to figure that out. Mark, you're trying to look up if I'm being crazy in that, or do you
you're being
think
crazy? I think you're being crazy when you say that Texas A&M has had analytically a good season, a better season. When you say Notre Dame is the real gift, I think it's Texas A&M's got the real gift. Their schedule: UTSA, Utah State. They played Notre Dame, Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas. These aren't ranked teams. They beat LSU, good victory, but still, Notre Dame to me passes the analytics. When we talk about
trust me, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing. I think Notre Dame is they're a 2-loss team, but I think they had the hardest start to the season. Now Miami's they lost another game to SMU, but Notre Dame lost to number 10 Miami and they lost to A&M.
Yeah. So, and look at what Notre Dame with CJ Carr is having I think a great season. Being a freshman. Is he a true freshman?
I can't remember.
And then, of course, their running back Love having a great season. They're a good team. And whereas Texas A&M, I kind of feel like as this thing plays out, Texas A&M drops out of it. I don't see them being able to continue. I mean, I'm looking at their schedule. I think South Carolina is going to beat them. And that's going to throw this whole thing. They got to play Missouri, then they got to play Texas. So it's going to be interesting to see. Texas is on the comeback trail, sort of. So,
of current ranked teams right now, Notre Dame doesn't have a win.
It's true.
Yep.
Who have they beat? They beat USC, who was 20 at the time, but they're not ranked now, correct?
Correct.
They've lost to the good teams. They beat the bad teams. Okay? I mean, tell me what I think Miami's resume looks better. They're a 2-loss team as well.
So it's funny you bring up Miami.
They lost in overtime.
But they lost to SMU.
Who was a playoff team last year?
Yeah, but they're not the same.
They're not
team.
the same.
My thing is, Virginia's only here because they have to put the ACC winner in.
Totally.
Right? You've got Virginia, that's the 11 seed in the bracket, but they're the 14th seed in the top 25 according to the CFP. You got Virginia at 14, Louisville at 15, Georgia Tech at 17. And I think, like you said, Miami's the better of those four, better than all three of those teams. So, and I just don't see the ACC. I don't know. The ACC is so bad this year. It's up in the air. I just don't think any of those teams belong, right? Miami would be the team that gives them the best chance to win, and I don't think they could compete with some of these teams in the playoffs. They might beat a Memphis, the group of 5 team that gets in, but to be honest with you.
We talk about good losses, too. And when you say they haven't beat anybody, but those 2 games, Miami lost by 3, and then Texas A&M lost by 1. So I would qualify both those teams, ranked teams at the time they played them, and both of them still are ranked.
And Miami beat Notre Dame, a team that they're being compared with. Are you giving away the head-to-head?
No. I think Notre Dame is still on. They're making some. I've told you before, I think BYU and Texas Tech are the two fakers in that group. I don't think that they stay in there.
I think one of them comes out. We talked about that. Notre Dame wins out. They belong in over one of those teams. One of those teams are going to lose a spot.
I think they won't have, because their schedule's weak. They will still have no ranked wins unless USC moves up. They'll have
and it's hard for me to say over Miami. Because I don't think Miami win. I think they're going to lose again. So I've kind of discounted that.
So was Miami lost to SMU, and who was the other one? Virginia?
Right. Yeah, I forget who else they lost to. I can look that up.
I'll look it up real quick.
I think it's Virginia. So you can't put Miami over Virginia because they have the head-to-head. Right?
Louisville. That's who they lost to, Louisville.
Uh-huh.
It's crowded. I don't even know who's going to be in the ACC championship at this point.
Well, right now it's Virginia-Louisville. But there's some matchups that can happen, and anything can. I mean, that conference is a disaster.
Tech will beat Virginia at the end of the year.
That's a homer.
Tech might beat Miami. I feel like Tech.
In a few weeks.
It's too bad that Tech lost that game. They were up 16-7 at halftime last week, and you kind of felt like they're starting to put things together. But then they kind of got.
They're not that good.
So no.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I kind of think that at the top, another thing that I think is going to be very important at the end here is look out for whoever comes in third in the Big Ten and third in the SEC. It's going to be a sweet spot because they don't have to play in the championship game, and they're going to get a home game, likely get a home game in that 5 to 8 seeding spot against a very low team. So hopefully they could get up
that's
early.
right now Oregon
And Georgia right now would be tough. They'd be a good start to them. They don't have to. I'd rather play that first game than the SEC or a Big Ten championship. You're less likely to get hurt, and it's not going to be as big a strain.
We were saying the same thing earlier today. We were talking. We're thinking that if you're 5 through 8, you get a home game, and it's against the lowest ranked. And we saw how they did. They performed last year, not very well. So it would be a sweet spot.
No offense to the Memphis fans or the Virginia fans. I'd rather play those teams than that game than go against Alabama in the SEC championship.
You're right. That Ohio State-Indiana matchup is going to be a dogfight in the Big Ten championship. So right now they don't have Oregon getting the home game. Some things, they're right on the cusp of it. They could potentially get one. But the way they have it set up, I would not want to be Memphis going into Georgia. I'm sorry that they did the Group of 5 team a little dirty there. If the season ran now, to have to go to Georgia as that team, God help you. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm assuming all the Georgia fans are hoping that A&M takes care of business and Alabama takes care of business, and those two play in the SEC championship, and Georgia can just sit home and watch it.
Yeah. So
it'd be nice.
You were talking about A&M. Say season ends, A&M, Alabama play in the SEC championship. Alabama wins the game. Do you still put A&M in?
I think if you make the championship game, that should not count against you in your resume, as it did to Georgia a few years ago when they lost to Alabama when they were undefeated. But
totally
there was only 4 teams
Yep.
at the time in.
That's true.
It'd have to be extremely extenuating circumstances,
especially if it's a close game. And the Alabama-Georgia game when Alabama won, it was Tua, right? Throwing to Devontae Smith.
Yes, I think that was the year. No, it wasn't that far back. No,
that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
wasn't that long ago.
I know with one of those guys, it hurt
3
them.
years ago.
It was in getting to at that point, it was only the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Alabama had gone through, but Georgia had the better record, I believe. Something like that.
Georgia was undefeated, yeah.
Losing the championship game, and then, so it's tough. But
even with the schedule you said about A&M, you still put them in.
A&M?
If they lose to Alabama in the SEC championship, you still put them in.
No, I can't say
if
that
that's
now.
their only loss, that's for sure.
Yeah, if it's their only loss in the SEC championship game, I don't think you have a choice.
Can't leave them out in that case.
But
you're going to have 2 lost Notre Dame in there with no ranked wins. I'm coming back to it.
No,
what's better than?
No, I'm just asking because
with a much tougher schedule.
The topic was brought up about it, like the eye test or statistics, right?
Yeah, I think the statistics would still bear out if they were
Statistics
undefeated.
favor A&M being in. If they lose as an undefeated team in the SEC championship, the eye test might not say it.
Might not say
right? So, again, it comes down to what this committee decides. Do they want to go eye test, or do they want to go analytics, or are they combining it and playing it? Because I know A&M playing in the SEC. Granted, their schedule hasn't been Alabama's schedule, right? but they are up there. I think anybody could be the 1 seed right now because Ohio State beat Texas. Right? Have they?
And Texas doesn't. They're looking good lately.
They're 7-2,
yeah,
right? But they're not great.
Yeah.
Right?
And
so outside of that,
better.
who has Ohio State beat? Has Ohio State beaten anybody good? They're going to play Michigan at the end, and who's
Yeah,
not
they've
been?
had a couple of ranked wins that they won. But going for Texas A&M, remember, if they win out to play in the SEC championship, if they win out means the rest of their games.
Yep.
That means they beat Texas at the end.
Yeah, which
so Texas
moves
be out of it then.
Yeah,
That
Texas is
removes
out
them.
because they're sitting in that rank
But
right
if
now.
Texas beats them and they still go to the SEC championship game and they lose that to Alabama, then do you put them in?
No.
No, you can't.
Probably not, then.
Yeah, they won't make it. So that is where that championship game is going to hurt you.
It would be close. We'd have to see how things play out with the other teams as well.
I don't think it would have
to.
to be a lot of things would have to change because now you're talking Texas belongs in over A&M. If
Making the assumption that Texas is one
Texas
out.
wins out and beats A&M,
If Texas wins out, beats A&M and Georgia,
yeah,
because they got Georgia in the week
got
after
Georgia,
this,
yeah.
then Texas would belong in because their schedule's incredibly hard.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things that play out, but I don't know.
I mean, look at this. If Texas, they got to play Georgia, Arkansas, and Texas A&M.
Is the game at A&M or is it in Austin?
That I don't know. We'll see.
I know that the Texas game is at Georgia. Next
Yeah, so they got to go to Georgia and then they get A&M at home. So,
Texas. It's in Texas. It's at Longhorns.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be. Bottom line is, all of this stuff now. It's still way too early.
Yeah, it is still early because we got 4
It's fun to
weeks.
talk about.
Yeah, we got 4
Right.
weeks left. But I think the big thing is, I think BYU and Texas Tech, one of them falls out.
Agreed.
Right? I don't think both of those teams will end up at the end of the year being in the playoff. And you're going to lose. This ACC is up in the air. I don't think it ends up being Virginia, but you've got Virginia, Louisville, Georgia Tech, Miami. Those 4 teams are all.
One of those teams may drop out this week.
Yeah.
They may drop too far because BYU and Texas Tech, whoever loses,
Yeah.
where do they fall in the standings now?
Yeah.
Right. And A&M may lose this week.
Yeah.
And what Georgia Tech here for the ACC, Georgia Tech still got Georgia on the schedule, which is so Georgia can eliminate some of these teams themselves from this discussion because of their remaining schedule. So it'd be interesting to see. We'll probably have to pick it up again next week as we get closer and talk a little bit more because 1 week can change a lot in the CFP with everything going on. There's been some interesting games. So
And I think Kentucky's getting ready to make a move.
Yeah.
to basketball season.
They've already moved to basketball.
I tell you, who has a sneaky tough game this week is Oregon.
Who are they playing?
They're
This
playing
week?
Iowa, I believe.
Iowa, yep.
At Iowa.
Oh, that's right. It's a 9:20 matchup or 9:22 matchup, something like that.
It's an important game for Oregon though because this would be a good win for their resume, frankly, to beat Iowa on the road.
Yeah, in Iowa, tough place to play.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another one. It's a chance that would shake a lot of things up.
Yeah, then you're opening up a spot for somebody else to jump in. So.
Yeah. Now we'll see.
All right.
Be fun to watch.
Thanks for joining us on the Sideline Podcast. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at CY Sideline Podcast.